Hi friends, in previous classes we have learnt about on-page optimization and its techniques, then off-page optimization and its techniques. In today's class we are going to learn about server-side optimization. Okay, in case of on-page optimization, okay, we'll be applying some techniques within our website. In case of off-page optimization, we'll be applying some techniques outside our website. Okay, mainly will be concentrating on gaining backlinks in case of off-page optimization. Whatever it may be, in case of SEO, we do all these things in order to bring our website to the top of SERP. Now let's go for next topic, server-side optimization. In case of server-side optimization, we'll be resolving backend issues. If you have any backend issues or any things like server-related issues or whatever it may be, okay, and also will be resolving them, and we'll be saying Google what to be crawled, what not to be crawled, what we want our people to be shown with. Okay, so even we don't want to show some privacy content like our admin page settings and all. We don't want to show some kind of things to people. We want to show only some pages in our website. So like that, how to do all these things, and all will be resolving backend issues and as we'll be resolving backend issues or server side issues. Okay, this is also known as technical SEO. Okay, technical search engine optimization, as we are concentrating on backend issues like that. Okay, so right, what all we'll be learning in this server side optimization? Let's see. First thing will be sitemap. Sitemaps will be learning about sitemaps, and then robots.txt, deadlines. Next, this about tool, non www to www, canonical tags, and then about redirections. We'll be learning about all these things. Let's go for sitemaps. Okay, so please answer if you want to go to any new place, right? You don't know any address and all. Okay, you just have their minimal address. You want to go to a new place. You just know about the place name. Then what will you people do?
You will Google it.
Yes, Google or Google Maps. If we click that place name in Google, it will show the route map and all. We can go there easily. So in the same way, okay, sitemap is nothing but a map which we give to Google. Okay, so if we are having a huge website and our website is having bulk number of pages, okay, then we give Google a map about our website. Okay, so finding a page from bulk number of pages is also okay. It is difficult for Google also. So in order to make Google's work easier, we provide a map which is known as sitemap. Okay, we provide a map to this Google to find a particular page easily. Okay, so if you let's think that a visitor came to Google, he searched for some product like laptop or not. Okay, so now what will Google do? It will go to Amazon. Okay, it will go to Amazon, and then it will pick that laptop things. Okay, it will pick that laptop image and all laptop things and all. It will then it will retrieve all the data and it will be displayed to the user, right? So Amazon will be containing some more than 8 crore products. Is it that easy for Google to retrieve a particular product from 8 crore products?
No,
No, it is not easy. Even Google will feel some difficulty. Okay, in order to make it easy, we'll give Google also a map which is known as sitemap. If it is ODMT like kind of sites or DigiReady kind of sites, ODMT will be having some 600 pages, or DigiReady will be having some 50 or 60 pages like that. Okay, so in such kind of websites, they are small. They are something like small websites. In those kinds of websites, Google can find easily. Okay, if someone searches for a specific page in that particular website, Google can find easily. But in websites like Amazon, it will be having more than 8 crore products. Google, if you search for a specific product, Google have to go to the website, it has to search the entire website, and it has to retrieve that specific product to you. So it is not that easy for Google. In order to make the Google's work easier, in order to help Google to find a page easily, we provide Google a sitemap. Okay, so that we are saying Google the shortest routes also. If we go through this route, okay, this route, you'll find that product easily. Okay, so your website might be having many pages like this. Okay, so you'll be giving some internal links and external links also. So go to home page. If you click on that internal link present in the home page, then you can directly navigate to this particular product page. Like that, this sitemap, while creating sitemap, will be defining the shortest routes also, so that Google can find what it wants easily. Okay, and let's go to the point. Okay, so the server only understands XML language. It is a kind of coding language. Okay, it understands only XML language. So that's why we create the sitemaps in XML language only. That's why the sitemaps are known as XML sitemaps. Okay, actually there are two types of sitemaps: XML sitemaps and HTML sitemaps. XML sitemaps are given to the Google or server in order to find a specific page from our website like such. HTML sitemaps are given to user. Okay, even for a user, it is difficult to find a product from 8 core products, right? It is difficult for a machine like Google only. Then how can a human being find it out that easily? So even we give a map to user in order to find a specific product easily. Okay, this is known as HTML sitemaps. I'll show you how it looks and all. Okay, so let's go to Amazon. So nothing but like a navigation. So we are providing them with clear navigation so that they can redirect easily. So this is Amazon. If you want to go for a mobile or such kind of thing, they'll be providing you navigations here. Okay, simply click here. So again, in mobiles there are varieties of products. Okay, and also you'll be having some specification like it must be having 6 GB RAM, it must be having some 128 GB memory like that. Okay, so you can simply select here, right? Whatever brand you want, you can select here. Whatever reviews you want, you can select here. In what price you want this mobile and all, you can select here. This is known as HTML sitemap. Okay, so this will be written in HTML code, or in simple we can design it with the help of WordPress like that. In the backend also, okay, in case of WordPress also, in the backend it will be written using HTML, JavaScript, PHP like that coding itself. Okay, but in the front end we'll be using it easily. Okay, so like this we'll be providing proper navigations to the user also. Even for a user it is difficult to find a specific page or specific product easily. Okay, that's why in order to help a user also, we'll be providing them with proper navigation so that they can easily navigate and make their things done. Okay, so this is known as HTML sitemap. Okay, so XML language. You'll be using XML language in order to create XML sitemaps, as server or Google only can read this language. Okay, so clear till now?
Yeah.
Yes. So how to generate this XML sitemaps? In order to generate this XML sitemaps, we have to go to xmlsitemaps.com. There are various ways to generate a sitemap. Okay, so I'll show you different ways. You can opt for whichever one you want, or whichever you find easy. Um, right, you have to go here. This is the site. There you have to place the URL of your website, for which website you want to develop a sitemap. Please give that URL here. So I'll give this URL here. Click on start. Okay, it will take some time. and this particular website crawlers will go to our website and it will they will scan our website thoroughly so that they can create a XML sitemap. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, you can also cancel the process if you are feeling anything like it taking too much time like such. Okay, please wait for some time. If your website is having too many, okay, okay, I have to give proper name, I think. So if you are having too many pages in your website, it will take some time again. It will take some time. Please wait. So after you wait, okay, after you click on start and after you wait, after it scans each and every page, see it is scanning each and every page and it generates a sitemap. So then you have to download that particular file. It will give you a file. You have to download it. Let's wait for a minute. Right. So you can also see this sitemap details. So see, in the form of a file, it will give you. Here you can see all the details, what all pages your website is having. See, this Go Explorer is very small website, but this thing is also having so many pages. Okay, every URL, it will crawl each and every URL. So now what you have to do is you have to download this XML sitemap file. Okay, so then what you should do? So this file must be given to the server. We have to submit this file to the root folder. How we can do that? Let's see. Okay, if you see this image, this is known as FileZilla. It is a software. Okay, so here you have to give your host name, username, password and all. So when you take up the hosting, you will get all these things. Your hosting IP address will be given here, username, password and all. On the left hand side, you will be having all local files. On the right hand side, you will be having all remote files. Remote file means server side files. Okay, so now we have on the left hand side you have to pick the particular file. Now we have downloaded one XML file, right? So that file you have to pick here and you have to upload it to remote folder, or you have to upload it to the folder. In order to have to give it to the root folder, simply you can drag and drop it here, or you can right click it and you can click on upload, then it will be uploaded to the server. Okay, so this method is applicable for people who are designing their website with help of coding. Okay, if your website is made up of coding, then you can go for this kind of things. Otherwise, if your website is made up of WordPress, like such kind of things, no need to do this kind, no need to go for this much thing, no need to take this much stress. Everything is simple in case of WordPress. Now let's go to WordPress. So now we have to download a plugin here. So add new plugin. Now we have to search for a plugin called Google XML Sitemaps. This is the plugin. Please install this plugin and activate it. Okay. Once you install and activate this plugin, okay, all this procedure is not needed. No need to go to this this website, no need to generate this file, no need to download, no need to upload this file to the server and all. Okay, the simple thing you have to do is you have to install this thing, and then it will only will generate all your sitemaps. Okay, it will only automatically scan your website and generate a sitemap for you. Just the simple thing you have to do is install this plugin and activate it. That's it, no need to do anything, right? So uh, or else you can also go for a plugin called Yoast SEO plugin. Okay, you have seen this. Okay, you have seen this in where you have seen this plugin on page optimization, right? while giving meta title and meta description. We have seen this plugin. Please install and activate this plugin. Okay, if you install and activate this plugin, then enough. No need to go for all the other things. It will only generate XML sitemaps for you. Okay, if you want to check whether it has generated or not, okay, let's go and check here. So go for Yoast SEO, then you have to go for general settings. So you have to go to general settings, then go to features tab. So here you can see XML sitemaps. Okay, you can make whatever changes you want here and you can save changes here. So by default it is on. Okay, which means it generates XML sitemaps. Enable the XML sitemaps that Yoast SEO generates. Okay, you can also see this XML sitemaps. Okay, if you click on this tab, you can see this what all got indexed and all you can see. So if you install a plugin called Yoast SEO, simple, it's done. So check here once if it is disabled. Okay, if this Yoast SEO XML sitemaps thing is disabled. Okay, if it is in off state, simply enable this thing to on and click on save changes. Okay, that's it. Your work is done. You have created a sitemap here. Okay, so in this way you can generate or create a sitemap. This is the first way. You have to go to xmlsitemaps.com, then you have to generate the file. You have to download this file and upload this thing to server. You can do this with help of a software called FileZilla. Most of the offices use this software. Okay, so next thing is you can go to WordPress site and go for a simple way by installing a plugin called Google XML Sitemaps, and your work is done. If you are using Yoast SEO plugin, most of the people use Yoast SEO plugin. So go for Yoast SEO plugin, install it, and enable the feature called XML sitemaps. That's it. Your work will be done. Okay. So let's move to next topic, robots.txt. What is this robots.txt? Okay. Now my website is having many pages, right? Like home page, about us page. We'll also be having shop page, payments page, like that. So if anyone searches for my website on Google, is it okay if homepage appears to them? Yes, it is okay even if homepage appears. It is okay to me even if about us page appears. I'm okay with shop page also. Is it okay if they get displayed with payments page directly? They'll be displayed with payments page, and if they click on that particular page, they'll be asked to pay the money. Is it okay?
No, ma'am.
No, not at all, right? We can't directly, we directly can't, okay? We directly can't ask them to make a payment without buying anything, right? It is not correct to display them with a payments page. Okay, right? That's why we have to say Google what to be crawled and what not to be crawled, what should be displayed to the user and what should not be displayed to the user and what. Even we might be having some privacy pages also, like they don't need our admin page, like slash admin page, like that. It should not be displayed to them. Okay, slash wp hyphen admin or the login page. If someone searches for our website on Google, our login page also should not get displayed. So like that, there are some privacy factors, and also some pages should not be displayed on Google directly, right? So by using this robots.txt, okay, it is also a file. Okay, it is also a text file. Here we'll tell the crawler what things to be crawled and what things not to be crawled, what should be displayed to the user and what should not be displayed to the user and all. Okay, so now how we should do this thing. Okay, let's see. So initially how we should say this thing to Google: do not crawl this page at all. Simply what you have to do is simply go to pages. So now we are saying Google. This page should not be displayed displayed to the user directly when they search for my website, like that. Okay. So now I'll go to my account page and all. Okay. Okay, this is the page. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want this page to get displayed directly to the user. Okay, so now what you have to do is, okay, uh, scroll down. You must have installed used SEO plugin here also. So that's why I said there are many users of many. There are many alternate users for used SEO plugin. Go for using it. Okay, so go for advanced settings. See, here there is an option. Allow search engines to show this page in search results. By default, it is yes. If you want to, or if you want this page not to get displayed on search results, then simply make it as no. Okay. So, right? Is it okay? So we are saying Google that I don't want this page to be displayed in search results. Okay, so if anyone searches for your website on Google, this page will not get directly displayed on search results. Some other page will get displayed, like home page, about this page, like that. So go to each and every page and make it as no. If you want that pages not to get displayed, okay, make only those pages which you don't want to get displayed on Google. Okay, so in this way we can say Google that I don't want to display this page on search results if someone searches for this thing, like that. Okay, so if you see these other options also, okay, let me write some content. So I've said you people about do follow links and no follow links. Do you people remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. So in case of a do follow link, okay, we'll be getting a backlink and link juice and all. In case of a no follow link, we'll get only traffic and all. I also said that we can give what kind of link, okay, we can give whatever link we want. Okay, we can give either a do follow link or no follow link also. Okay, it's our wish. How to give that? So if you select this thing, if you click on a link option, before you people will be shown with only type your URL and whether it should be opened in a new window tab or not. Okay, only this thing will be shown. Once you install this used SEO plugin, this will also will be enabled. This thing also gets enabled. So if you click this option, and if you click on link option, see, search engines should ignore this link, means it will be marked as no follow link. Okay, right? So if it is a sponsored link, like right, if you paid money, okay, if you have paid money to someone and if you got a link, then it is known as a sponsored link. Okay, uh, so if you bought a backlink, then it is also marked as sponsored link. If you are giving a sponsored link, you can mark this as sponsored link also. But by default, the sponsored link also will become a no follow link. It will not become a do follow link. Okay. So if you click here, you can read all these things. It will be shown with some details and all. Okay, even sponsored links. Okay, see, enabling this option is a sponsored attribute and no follow attribute. Okay, it will become a no follow link only. Even sponsored links are no follow links, they are not do follow links. Okay, by default your link will be do follow link. If you want to make it as a no follow link, you don't want to transfer link juice to that particular people, you can enable this option. So by default it will become a no follow link. Okay, so if you directly click on enter, it will become a do follow link. If you click here, it will become a no follow link. Okay, sorry. So if there are multiple links in your website, okay, if there are some 10 to 20 links, you can't go to each and every link. Okay, you can't go to each and every link and okay, you can't go to each and every link and make it as a do follow link or no follow link. Okay, if you want to make every link in your page as do follow link or no follow link, then what you should do? Okay, simply go down. So if you see here, should search engines follow links on this page? Okay, if you are allowing search engines to follow links on this page, then they will become do follow links. Okay, then they will become do follow links. Okay, so all the if the search engines are following that particular links, then they are no, do follow links. If you make it as no, then all the links in your page by default will become no follow links, which means you are not allowing search engines to follow them. Okay, so every link, every text Google will read. Okay, but if you are allowing the search engines to follow that links and go to that particular page and all, then it will become a bad link. Okay, so clear till now how to make a link as do follow link or no follow link?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, I'll speak about this canonical URL later as there is a topic. Okay, I'll speak about it later. So there are various options here. What is cornerstone content? I'll also explain it. Okay, so cornerstone content means if you are having a much more important content like that. Okay, if in a website there might be some multiple pages, only one web page or two web pages might be having too much important content. Okay, so then here if we mark this content, okay, if we mark this cornerstone content, if we enable this thing as cornerstone content, then what Google will think is, or we are saying Google that the content in this page is too important. Okay, we are saying Google that the content in this page is so valuable and it's important. So then what Google will do is, if someone searches for your website or your business, then Google will try to show up this page more often. Okay, as this more important content, more valuable content for you, Google will try to show up this content more often. Cornerstone content means in simple important content. Okay, so should be the most important and extensive articles on your site. It is the most important content on our site. Okay, if you mark this as important content, we are saying Google that this is important. Okay, this should be shown more often to the user when compared to other pages like that. Okay, yeah, so we're saying Google like that. This is about cornerstone content. Let's go for this meta robots advanced. Okay, so if you want Google not to crawl image, not to index any image in this page, or if you want to archive this text or no snippets like such, if you don't want to crawl images or like such kind of things, see, prevents the search engines from calling images in this post, prevents the search engines from showing a cached copy of this page, prevents the search engines from showing a snippet of this page in the search results. Okay, so like this, if you don't want to crawl some things on this page, if you don't want to crawl images or snippets or whatever it may be, okay, you can simply choose whatever option you want. If you don't want Google to index images or like such, you can go for this meta robots advanced, and you are saying that robots means the crawlers which come to this website, you are saying that don't crawl these particular things in this page, specific page like that. Okay, so in this way you are saying Google what to be crawled, what not to be crawled, what should be displayed, how it should be displayed and not, what links okay, what links we have given. Okay, whether it is a do follow link or no follow link, we can define everything with the help of used SEO plugin. That's why it is very useful. Okay, so everyone who is maintaining this WordPress kind of sites will be using a used SEO plugin mostly. It makes many things happen with only single plugin. There is no need of installing multiple plugins for each and every task. Okay, so now we said Google. Okay, with the help of some options in used SEO plugin, we have said Google that these pages should be called, these things should be called, these things should not be called like that. Okay, now we have to say the server also. Okay, now we have to say the server also, what should be crawled and what should not be crawled. For that thing, we have to create a file called robots.txt file. Okay, robots.txt file. Don't worry, you know, there is no need to write on anything. There are for everything there are some generators involved. Okay, so we have to create this text file, and again we have to submit this file to the server. So mainly in case of robots.txt file, you'll see 5 common terms like user agent, allow, disallow, crawl delay, sitemap. Mainly these 5 terms you'll be seeing. You'll also be seeing a term like a star. Okay, star or into mark like this. Okay, star means all. Okay, this represents all. Right. What is this user agent? User agent means Google bot or Google crawler. We call them as user agent. Okay. If we apply this star, then it is known as for all crawlers and for all Google bots, this particular rules should apply. Like this, we'll give some rules. Okay. Allow means we are allowing that particular crawler to crawl this specific page. Disallow means we are disallowing that particular crawler not to crawl this page. Crawl delay means for every 2 to 3 days or for every week, weekly once like that, Google crawlers will come to our website and will be crawling our content. Okay, there might be content changing or images changing. Okay, we'll be changing some content, we'll be writing some extra content, right? So Google crawlers will be coming uh, now or then. Okay, in some random manner they'll be coming to our website and they'll be crawling all the content. So if you want to delay that crawl, okay, so we can use this thing. Okay, you can simply say them after 5 days come to my website and crawl, after 6 days come to my website and crawl, till then don't crawl my content. Like that, you can say, you can delay the crawling process also. So, and we'll also give sitemap here itself. We can also give sitemap URL. Simply we'll give this sitemap URL in robots.file, robots.txt file itself, so that they will go to that URL. The crawlers go to that URL and they will see that sitemap and they can access the products easily, access the pages or products, whatever it may be, easily. Okay, so let's see how to do this thing. I'll simply show you an example. We can see the robots.txt file of any website. If it is amazon.com also, we can see Amazon. What have to be is amazon.in or amazon.com/robots.txt. Okay, we can see this robots.txt file of any website. Okay, see, this is the robots.txt file. See, user agent means they are representing the crawler or Google bot, whatever it may be, crawler of a particular search engine. All crawlers, these rules apply for all crawlers it seems. Okay, so this amazon dot in is not allowing crawlers to crawl these particular pages. All the disallowed things. Okay, all the disallowing means they are not allowing crawlers to crawl these particular pages. In case of allow, they are allowing these things to crawl. Okay, so like this you can say. So user agent, and this is Itabo spider it seems. So amazon.in is displayed in different kinds of search engines, like it may be DuckDuckGo, Bing, Google. Only Google crawlers will not come to Amazon. Also the crawlers of DuckDuckGo, Bing, whatever it may be. There are different types of search engines. For all these search engines, they are defining some rules. In case of Twitter bot, okay, amazon ad bot, okay, like this they are adding some rules. In this way we can define rules for, okay, crawlers in our website. So whatever crawler it may be, when it comes to our website we can also define such rules. Okay, let's see this. Let's see that how can we do and all. Okay, let's go to our WordPress site, how to create it and all. Let's see. Okay, so again we have to go to this Yoast SEO plugin. Then you have to go to tools. See, Yoast SEO is being helpful in many ways. So after going to tools, you have to go to file editor here. Okay, please click on this file editor. So if you see, there is some coding here. Okay, here we have to create some robots.txt file. So here there is an option here, creates robots.txt. Click on this thing. So if you are doing it for the first time, it will show you like this. So like this it will be shown. Okay, so it has defined some things like it should not crawl, Google should not crawl this admin page, this the kind of things and all. So if you want to disallow any other pages also, so simply you have to write a disallow colon, then give slash, then you have to give that page name, payments page. I don't want to get crawled this payments page also, like that. Simply you can give the URL whatever you want to disallow the crawlers. Okay, simply click on save changes to the robots.txt. That's it, your work is done. Okay, so or else if you are using some coding website like not a WordPress site and all, again you have to write this robots.txt code and all in a text file .txt file like notepad. You have to write all these things in notepad and you have to submit it to the root folder. As I shown you FileZilla software, you have to go there and you have to upload this file to the root folder of server. Okay, you have to upload this thing to server in the root folder. Okay, got my point? So in simple, this robots.txt is helpful to say Google and server which things to be crawled and which things not to be crawled, which things should be displayed to the user and which things should not be displayed to the user in case of search results and all. Like this, it be safe. Okay, done? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
It's right. Simply click on save changes and it will be done. Right, now let's go to the next topic. Next thing is dead links. Okay, what is these dead links? These dead links are also known as broken links. Okay, these things are also known as broken links. What are these dead links or broken links? Let's see. Okay, so you might have gone for some websites or some pages. You'll be displayed with a message called page not opening, 404 error. Have you seen such kind of things? Okay, so you must maintain your website in a proper condition. Google will not allow such things. Okay, your website is indexed in Google, it is showing up in search results, and when user came and clicked on your website, and then your website is showing like 404 error like such. Okay, it is not a good experience for the Google users, so Google will not entertain such things. So if your website is showing up like 404 error, page not opening like such, okay, you have to clear such things, or else your website is having some internal links or external links. Okay, you might have given some internal links or external links to other sites. Okay, so you, if your website is showing a 404 error or something like that, we can correct it. Okay, it might be hosting issue or it might be some other issue, we can correct it. Okay, so if others website is showing like that, can we do anything? We gave a external link to their website, and if people are clicking on that link and going to their website and they are shown up with a thing called 404 error or page not opening, can we do anything? Yes, we can do. We have to simply remove that link from our website. Okay, so if there are only one or two links, we can check it randomly, or 1 or 2 days or after a week, every week we can make a check. So but if there are some huge number of links in our website, like some 50 or 60 links you have given, like internal links and external links, so we have to go for a tool called broken link checker tool. Okay, we have to go for a tool called broken link checker tool. It will help us to check whether there are any broken links or not, whether there are any dead links. Simply dead links means they are not working, the links are dead. That's it. Okay, so let's go for this broken link checker tool. So let's check. Okay, it is giving me something. Let me go to Google. Dead link checker or broken link checker. There are various websites in Google. You can go for anything. Simply what you have to do is you have to give your website URL here. So these crawlers will go to your website and will check whether there are any broken links or not like such. So I'll give this particular website URL. So captcha code, enter it. So now it will be checking. So this thing will be processing. It will all check and will give you whether there are any broken links or not. Okay, in your website, if there are any broken links, it will show you up. It will take some time, obviously. Okay, so it will display that thing in a red like such. See, this thing is not opening. It seems so. Retry. It is giving a retry message like that. Okay, so in this way, it will give you all the info. So after this process gets completed, you'll be shown up with a file. One thing got failed, it seems. One URL is not opening. It's okay. So you'll be given with a file. Okay. The thing you should do is you have to download this file. Okay. And you have to submit this thing to. Okay. You have to copy this list or you'll be given a file. Please copy this all this list and copy and paste these things in Notepad. Okay, simply you have to copy it here in a notepad. You have to copy it and you have to save it. I'll say the remaining process. Okay, you can also pause this thing. So let me go for the remaining process. Obviously, it will show all the things. You have to copy all these things and paste it in a notepad. Otherwise, it will only give you a file. Okay, it will only save all the URLs and it will only give you a file, which all things are not working like that. Okay, so then what you have to do is you have to submit them to Google so that Google only will remove them. Okay, so let me go here. So if you see, there is a tool called Disavow tool. Okay, so please search for this tool in Google. We have to submit all these things to Google itself. So go to Google and search for Disavow tool. It will navigate you to Google Search Console. For the thing, you must be having a Search Console account linked with your WordPress site and all. Okay, so you should go for disavow tool. Go and search in Google, guys. You'll find it easily. As it is Bing, it is taking me somewhere else. For Google. Okay, this disavow tool helps you to remove any broken links or dead links present in your site. Okay, so it will navigate you to webmasters. It is also known as search console. Okay, so see in which website you want to disable the links like that it is asking. So you have to click here. After that you will be navigated to Google Search Console only. So disable links. So now we have to give that text file here. So we have to copy all these URLs. Okay, just now we have seen all these things, right? We have to copy all these URLs or it will only give you a file. Please download it and you must save it in .txt format. Okay, so like deadlinks.txt, brokenlinks.txt, abc.txt format. You have to save it in .txt format. Okay, and then you have to go to this disavow tool. It will navigate you to search console. Next, you have to submit your file here. After you submit your file here, okay, so click on submit. Then all the broken links or dead links will be automatically removed by Google Search Console only. Okay, so in this way you can go for broken link checker. You can check what all URLs or what all things are broken or not working in your website. Okay, then you can go for disavow. Okay, for what you have to do, so if the links are not working, Google will think that we are giving a spammy backlinks like such. Okay, so and it will hit us with an update. It will punish us with an update. So don't let that thing happen. That's why we are making sure that everything is going properly. Okay, can I move to the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. If you are having a Google Search Console account linked, then you'll be all navigated to Google Search Console account itself. No issues. So next thing is non www to www. Okay, what is this? So there are many websites which will have www and which will not have www also. So www.odmt.in. So you might also see websites like without www that do not have www. Let me check with Go Explorer whether it is having or not. See, it is not having www. If you go for DigiReady like such, it will be having www. So see, it is having this URL, this particular URL is having www. So in this way, both these kinds of websites will exist with www and without www also. But the thing here is, Google will think that, okay, so even if you click www.odmt.in or if you click odmt.in also, same website will open. Okay, if you click goexplorer.in or www.goexplorer.in, you will be navigated to same website only. There is no that importance to www. Will be navigated to same website. But what Google thinks is, okay, Google treat these two things as different. Okay, Google treat these two websites as different. But the thing is, both of the websites will be having same content. Am I correct? Both these URLs will be containing same content. As we are navigating to same website, they'll be having same content, right? So what Google will think is these two URLs are different. This is not having www. So Google think that this is some other thing and this is some other thing. As they are having, okay, as they are having same content, it will raise an issue called copy content issue. Okay, both the sites or both the URLs are having same content, so someone might have copied from other. Okay, so have you remember, it will again hit just or hit this particular site with some update. Okay, even if it's odmt.in or www.odmt.in, whatever it may be, our website will only get punished. Okay, so in order to avoid such thing, okay, in order to avoid such thing, we have to transfer our website to www.odmt.in. Okay, so in order to resolve this issue, okay, you have to convert our website URL to www. Our website URL must contain www. Okay, so what we should do is we have to go to a website called htaccessredirect.net. Okay, I'll write it here. htaccessredirect.net. Okay, so I'll copy this thing. So means we are redirecting our website from not www to www. Okay, now here we have to give our website name. So go explorer dot xyz. Okay, so then no need to fill all these things. Simply click on generate code. So see, rewrite to www. It is giving some text here. Okay, please copy this thing. Okay, please copy this thing and save it in a file. Okay, save it in a file and name that file as, okay, whatever name we can keep it maybe, but its extension should end with .htaccess. Okay, you have to save like www.htaccess. Okay, whatever this name you want, you can give. Okay, convert to www. Okay, .htaccess. You must name it as .htaccess at the end. Okay, so here you can see that before it is like this, go explorer.xyz. Now after this, it will be converted to http colon on www.goexplorer.xyz. Like this, your website URL will get converted. Okay, if you see here, there is some r equal to 301 like that. R means redirection equal to 301, and there are two types of redirections. R equal to 301 and R equal to 302. There are two kinds of redirections. Okay, this 301 redirection is permanent. Okay, so once you choose this 301 redirection, so it will be for lifetime. Okay, so this 302 redirection is temporary redirection. So if you want to redirect your website from non www to www for only for 19 days like that, okay, it is a temporary redirection. If you use this as if you make this as a 302, it will be a temporary redirection. After 19 days or after some days, it will automatically come back to this goexplorer.xyz. It will not be having www after 19 to 20 days. Okay, so make sure and choose whatever thing you want. After you save this thing, okay, after you save this thing in a file with which name it is named with the dot access at the dot ht access at the end. Okay, you have to submit this to the root folder. You have to go to FileZilla and you have to upload it to the root folder. Okay, in the server. Okay, you have to do this thing, or else simply you don't want to go for all this and all. Okay, simply call GoDaddy people, call your service provider wherever you might have bought your domain. Okay, you might bought it from GoDaddy, HostGator, Hostinger, whatever it may be. Simply call your domain service provider. Okay, and say them to change your domain from non www to www. They'll do it simply. Okay, you have to simply give a call to them and say your issue. They will sort it out. Okay, so that is about non www to www. Next thing is redirections. Okay, what is this redirections? Okay, so in order to go to Flipkart, what should we type in Google? Can anyone say? In order to go to Google, what should we type? Sorry, I missed a canonical tag. I'll say it. Okay, in order to go to Flipkart, so we have to type flipkart.com or .in. If we type flipkart.in, if we use C here also, will be navigated to same site only. Okay, so in order to go to Facebook, okay, what we have to type on Google? So we can either type fb.com, okay, or we can also type facebook.com. Okay, whatever it may be. Okay, whatever we type will be navigated to same website only. Even in case of crunch stories also, if we type crunchstories.in or crunchstories.com, will be navigated to same website. Okay, so how is it possible? These two are different domains, right? How is it possible? Okay, the thing is actually Facebook's original website is facebook.com only. Okay, after some days it became famous with fb.com also. Facebook didn't think in such a way that they will get that famous in this domain also. In the same domain, some other person build the same website which looks like Facebook only. People used to think that that is also Facebook's website only, and they used to go there and register there, and they used to do things there. After that, Facebook paid some millions of dollars to that specific person, and they bought this domain also. So now both the domains belong to facebook.com only. In order to make such kind of redirections, in order to redirect people, both the domains should be bought by us only. Okay, so how to make such kind of redirections? Okay, so we have to install a plugin called 301 redirects. Okay, go to your thing. Next, go to plugins, add new. You have to install a plugin called 301 redirects in order to redirect people from one domain to another domain like such. You can also make this happen if your website is not working currently, if your domain is not working properly for a temporary reason, like that you want to buy another domain and you want to redirect people for some time, you don't want to lose your customers also, then you can make use of such things. But the thing is, both the domains should be owned by you only. Activate. Okay, so you can also redirect people to some others website also. but who will be lost? Who will be lost? So you will lose your customers. If you redirect people to some other site, you will lose your customers. That's it. So after you install this plugin, okay, so you can see this in settings. Go to settings and see here 301 redirects. So now here, as I said, there are two types of redirections, 301 and 302. Okay, 307 is also one kind of redirection. 301 is, okay, as I said before, what kind of redirection it is? It is permanent. 302 is temporary. Okay, so as I said, it lasts for some 19 days like that. Okay, it is permanent redirection and it is temporary redirection. Okay, so if you want temporarily to divert your customers to some other website, if your website is not working currently or like this, you can do that. So 302, I'll choose 302 and I have to simply redirect from which website I want to redirect people from this website to Crunch Stories like that. Okay, you have to simply click on save. Okay, so you can add like such multiple redirections. You can also make people redirect from specific page to others website and all. Now if someone searches like www.goexplore.xyz, they'll be navigated to Crunch Stories. Okay, did I save this thing? Sorry guys, you don't need to give any URL. I think yeah, see it is taking multiple things. Simply edit this thing and remove this. By default, it has taken our URL. Simply click on save. So let me go now and check once. So now it is redirecting. Okay, by default they has taken the HTTP something. Our website URL is taken by default. Okay, so now we are navigating from other website. There is no need to give. And if you want to navigate people, okay, from specific thing, okay, like from specific page, if they search for specific page like about us or home, so whoever comes to my homepage only, then you want to navigate those people to this particular kind of website, then we can give here extra URLs also like home about us, goexplorer.xyz/home, goexplorer.xyz/shop page like that. Okay, you can redirect people when they come to a specific page also. Okay, you can do all these things with the help of 301 redirects. Okay, next, let's go for this canonical tags also. This can also be done with the help of Yoast SEO plugin. You must have installed your Yoast SEO plugin. Let's go to pages. So let's think that we are having multiple pages. Okay, we'll be having multiple pages. So as I said, our website should be mobile friendly also. So there will be homepage in desktop. We'll be creating homepage for mobile also, right? And again, we'll be creating another homepage for which thing? For tablets also. Who are people who are using tablets, desktop, mobile, and then tablet. Okay, so everything should be mobile friendly. So if we are using some kind of coding like such, if it is a WordPress website, by default it is mobile friendly. The website or the page will be mobile friendly. If you are making use of some coding or like such, so you have to create you have to write coding and content for desktop homepage, mobile homepage, and tablet homepage. So the website is same, but the content is getting repeated for the sake of device. It is again a duplicate content. We are creating some duplicate content for each and everything, right? Google will think like that only, and it will hit us with some kind of panda update like such, right? Am I true? So now what you should do is go to a particular page which you have created duplicate pages. Okay, go to that particular page. I'll go to some page like contact us page and all. You must have installed Yoast SEO plugin. Then only you can see this option, so called canonical URL. Now what you have to do is you have to say Google that I created these pages only for the sake of different devices. I'm not duplicating any kind of content. I created this page for the sake of mobile, this thing for the sake of desktop and for tablet, but I'm not creating any kind of duplicate content. In such way, I have to say Google. For this thing, you have to write some bit coding like this, just liner coding. Please make a note of it. Link plays the relation equal to canonical. Okay, you have to use this thing. Then ahref equal. So in HTML, ahref means you are giving some URL. If you are giving any URL, you will give that www dot some goexplorer.xyz slash home dot in. Okay, you have to give that URL. Which URL you have to give? So you have to go to the page. You might have created 3 pages, right? So if this is the original page, go to these duplicate pages and give this canonical URL. Here you have to mention the original page URL. Okay, here you have to mention the original page URL. If this is the original page, you have to mention this original page URL, where you have to mention that you have to go to the duplicate pages and you have to write this thing. So please make a note of this one line thing. Okay, that's about canonical tag. If you are creating pages for the sake of multiple devices or mobile friendly such kind of thing, you have to say Google that we are not copying content, we are just creating pages for the sake of this thing. Okay, this is the original content, like that you have to say. Okay, understood? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's about server side optimization. As we are doing some kind of bit technical things, it is known as technical SEO. So in brief, in sitemaps we'll giving a XML sitemap for the Google in order to find a specific page easily. In robots.txt we'll be saying Google which things to be crawled and which things not to be crawled. In case of dead links or broken links, okay, we are checking whether there are any dead links or broken links in our website, whether we have given any, whether have we given any kind of internal links and or external links to any dead websites, like that we will be checking and we will be removing them with the help of disavow tool. Next, if your website is not having www, to avoid the punishment from Google, we'll change it. Next thing is canonical tags. Okay, so in order to say Google that we are not duplicating content, we'll use this canonical tag. And next thing is redirections. In order to redirect people from our site to some other website, okay, we'll use these redirections. Okay, this is about server side optimization.